Hey guys, Al here, Vitalize Seed. Hope everybody's having a good day. Today I wanted to talk about seeding rates. So obviously all manufacturers, seed distributors, general seed guidelines are going to give you a recommended rate per acre. And that's a really good starting point in year one. One of the things that I like to talk about is adjusting that seeding rate for your farm and your field. So a good analogy here would be looking at farmers talking. If you Google farmer soybean populations or corn populations, you'll see a wide variety of debate and hey, this works on my farm, this works on my farm, and so on and so forth. And there's no difference in doing so with food plots or cover crops for your garden or farm field, etc. So one is it can come down to budgetary, right? Hey, I just want a really diverse mix. I'm going to put it down at the bare minimum rates or maybe even a little bit less. The other thing is browsing pressure. The other thing is soil fertility, and of course your planting methodology. So that's why when you do plant a mix, start with that baseline that's recommended. We recommend 45 pounds the acre. In our spring Nitro Boost, it's heavy on the legumes. You don't have a whole bunch of brassicas like you do in the carbon load, so you can actually bump that up a little bit. And we do have some growers in high deer density areas. My farm, for example, I'll probably drill between 55 and 60 pounds to the acre. But I've been planting it for many years, and I haven't always had to do that. As deer densities have climbed, I'll plant a little bit heavier. On some newer fields, that I want to have a higher density of plants, I might drill that particular field higher than some of my other fields that already have a high level of fertility and have been in the program a little while. In fields where I'm broadcasting, I'm going to bump that up a little bit compared to fields that I'm drilling, for obvious reasons. On a farm that doesn't have as high a deer density, I'm probably not going to bump up the seeding rate as much, especially if I'm no-till drilling. If I'm broadcasting, I'm still going to probably start at about a 20% increase and then kind of see where I go from there, again, depending on thatch, deer density, etc. And lastly, you always want to make sure you have that exclusion fence up, because if you do that in the spring and then do that in the fall, you'll be able to really see how much browse is getting removed, and then you can say, well, do I need to plant more food, shoot more deer, or both? Same thing goes for your cover crops in your garden. In the fall, especially if you're using a fall cover crop and you want to get those nice big tuber production out of your brassicas, which are your turnips and radish and so on, it normally pays to go a little bit lighter than too heavy, and you can always fill in the gaps later with any leftover seed. So that's my tip, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And when it gets into seed rate or seeding rate, it really pays to pick a seeding rate, set it, and then fine tune over time, and you'll really get yourself dialed in. So if you like this stuff, check us out at vitalizeseed.com and please follow along.